we'd like to thank you for your questions on Twitter and indeed Facebook for our panel this evening. We've one in here from Richard 4D. He says the FA Cup wasn't enough to save Van Gaal from the sack. Jose's won more than him with United and was still fired. Do you think, or do you guys think the bigwigs at United care more about style of football or results? So we hear a lot about the Manchester United way, and Solskjaer name-checked that an awful lot when he took over at the club. Mourinho...
Well, I think Mourinho, how long was he there? 3 seasons?
2.5,
This was his third season.
This was 3, yeah.
He's further away from Manchester City and he's further away from Liverpool than he was at the start. So I think, you know, they were right to get rid of him. We talked earlier on that the atmosphere was toxic. He was openly critical about all his players, and they couldn't wait to get rid of him. So he had to go. And listen, Manchester United winning the Europa League to get into the Champions League. They didn't actually qualify for the Champions League by their league position. They had to win.
Or something, weren't
they had to win the Euro. That was under Mourinho. They won a couple of cups, but Manchester United are all about the Premier League and the Champions League, and Mourinho failed, so he was right to go.
It is about the style of football, because you know Mourinho showed that even winning the Europa League, qualifying for the Champions League wasn't enough for him. So I think the style of play is a big part in the Manchester United way. I feel that they probably should keep the manager for a season, because I think we've seen tonight how far behind they are. The 2 best players, or 2 of the best players, were missing. They still got outplayed by a long way tonight. So I think, you know, to make him contenders for the Champions League, I reckon we look 5 years. We look at 5 years. And now you need to consolidate, because there's a lot of dead wood in that squad. You need to get rid of at least 5, 6, 7 players and bring other players in. Now, even if you bring Pochettino in, it was always clear there's a vacuum after Ferguson. I think all these managers were on a hiding to nothing. If you bring Pochettino in, he won't do anything with that squad. He won't win the Premier League. He won't win the Champions League. So I think it would be a wise thing maybe to keep the manager now, the interim manager, keep Solskjaer for another season or 2, try to bring a director of football in, maybe bring some players in, get rid of the players you don't want to work with. And once you've done that, I think you can look at a manager who maybe takes you to the next level. But on tonight's performance, I think they are a long way away from winning either Premier League or Champions League.